My name's Fiona Dyson, and I'm here at the Level 1, finish of the Level 1 training in Brisbane, Australia. And the reason I'm here is because I suffer with fibromyalgia symptoms, multiple chemical sensitivity, panic attacks, allergies, insomnia, a number of health issues and some emotional issues, of course. So I'm here. Just a few days ago I was in Italy, and back in November last year, I was having a lot of problems with my multiple chemical sensitivity, and that is how I was led to FasterEFT, because I was pretty much at the end of my tether. After 8 years of problems with multiple chemical sensitivities and avoiding chemicals as much as possible, I found myself in a situation where I was living in an apartment that was being renovated. So, you know, all the dust from breaking the walls, there was all paints and solvents and chemicals and you name it, and it was just terrible. And I was thinking, how did I end up here? This is like the worst scenario. But in the past I would have just run away, but I was in a relationship with this guy, and I was committed to staying, not running anymore, and that's really key, I think. So there I was. I had to somehow figure out a way that I could live in this house. So I just thought of air purification, because at this point I had no idea what I know now, which was that I don't actually have chemical sensitivity. Well, I do, but it's a manifestation. So I'm thinking, get rid of the chemicals and I'll be okay, which is the way my mind had been teaching me to work for the last 8 years. So I go on the internet and I'm looking to buy the best air purifier that I can buy, which I found. But as I was finding, and it was very expensive, and as I was looking though, I start also to look again, because it's not like this is the first time, but I go looking again, is there any way I can help myself in other ways? Like, I was looking at everything to cope with this situation, because honestly I was really freaking out with panic attacks, and it was just really terrible. So on the way to finding about these air purifiers, I'm finding out about brain training, train your brain. And there's a couple of different types of theories and schools of thought out there about that. And then I discover tapping, and I'd never ever heard about tapping before. Then I discovered this thing, FasterEFT, and I found out about that on forums for people with multiple chemical sensitivity, because obviously that's what I was looking at. And there's a guy that had cured himself, and there were several people who cured themselves using FasterEFT with their chemical sensitivity, and I was really blown away, because I had resigned myself to getting worse and worse and worse with this illness, and basically my worst fear about this was that I would have to live in a car in the forest, like I had read about and I had freaked myself out about, and there's documentaries on people who end up in that situation. That was my worst fear, that was going to happen. And there were these people saying that they had cured themselves tapping on themselves, holding papery perfumes, holding solvents and different smells and chemicals under their nose. Anyway, it was really incredible, really blew me away. I couldn't believe it. It seemed like a miracle, and I totally believed. I just took it all in, and there was no resistance to taking it all in. Like, one moment I thought that my life was just going to be difficult for me, really difficult for the rest of my life, maybe getting worse. To the next moment, suddenly, like someone had it was amazing, just going, oh my God, I can be 100%, there's nothing wrong with me, I am normal. It was really mind-blowing. I'm probably getting a bit loud here, but it was really mind-blowing, because you still hold the old idea that there's something wrong with me, that I'm the canary in the mine, that I'm the one that's going to be poisoned, that I am being poisoned by these chemicals, and then everyone's out to get me, because they're all spraying and no one's listening to me, and they're spraying everywhere, and you become really angry. To on the other side of my mind, just this taking on this realization, or this trying to accept the premise that I had manifested and created this within myself. And that was really liberating, but it's also a bit embarrassing really, because you feel like, I felt a bit foolish sometimes. I mean, I shouldn't have, because it's not my fault. I mean, you're not to know. Anyway, so I found out about it, and it's blowing my mind to think that I can be well. So I go and I watch I watch a considerable amount of the YouTube videos, and decide that's it, I'm going to have level 1 training, because at that point I didn't really have the funds to pay for sessions. I didn't really know what to do, but I was like, look, I think it's best if I go to do level 1 training and learn how to do this technique on myself. That way I've got the power, really got the power. So after a lot of nearly getting to training, I finally get here. I flew in 4 or 5 days before the training, all hungover and feeling exhausted and feeling scared of what was going to happen, that changes could happen. So I was freaking myself out. I guess my subconscious was scared that it was going to be called out on a lot of these things, that I couldn't hide anymore. But then you're excited because that you're watching the door open to your life to be given back to you, to moving into your life the way that you had always hoped and dreamed that it might be. So yeah, just amazing. So now this is the last day of training, 7 days, and it's been really amazing. My mind has been opened up. I've accepted a lot more, learned a lot more, because I'd already done research, but just the manual, everything that you've gone through, I mean, yeah, learned a lot more, even more accepting. I think my subconscious has really backed down a lot. It's, I mean, I have had pain come and go. It's coming and going in waves, but that's really interesting to me, because before I just always had pain. Well, I think I always had pain, but I think sometimes at night I didn't have pain, but you're asleep. But I have been woken up with pain before. But yeah, coming and going in waves. I mean, there's no denying it that it's in my mind, because how can you just, I mean, when we were watching a video before of Heather's and of Tiffany's, I mean, the pain was in my foot, then it's in my leg, was in my hand really bad, my shoulders, then it was just moving all around. I felt irritable, anxious, angry about having to watch it, and I can't even articulate why. But yeah, during the training, things that you've said and explained, the theories and the practices, have also been triggering my memories of why I created Fibro in the first place back in 1999. I'm starting to put together a structure of how I created this. I am. In every moment I was learning more and putting together my structure of how I created this. It's becoming more obvious to me, which is great, because it means that I can start to take it apart and and get rid of all my symptoms and have my life back. So on Sunday, so 4 or 5 days ago, Robert tapped on me. I got tapped on for my to help my chemical sensitivity, my pain, my fibromyalgic pain, and memory to do with my mother and me and my mother. Painful memory, and a couple of painful memories to do with my mother and I, and one of them I believe is linked to the bad neck pain, since it was strangling me around the neck, and that was very, very interesting, very releasing. At the end of that, at the end of the process, I felt like my chest had opened up. I felt totally opened and energized. I did feel different, because lighter, and my chest felt open, lighter, and I felt an actual light, as in illumination inside of me, which I can't explain, but it was just this white light inside of me, and I felt physically lighter, as in a weight, like a pressure had been lifted. And really importantly, I think, because I was scared to tap, I felt overwhelmed by how much there was to deal with, all the mountain of memories that I feel I have, because at the end I had this visual inside my mind, I had a feeling in my body that I was now able to deal with all of those problems, that I could do it myself and go see a practitioner, that I wasn't a hopeless case, the one hopeless case. So yeah, that was amazing. And also with the, we actually tested with real perfume. And when I first took like someone sprayed it under my nose, I thought I was going to vomit. I had an instant dry retching reaction. I really thought I was going to vomit. I would never usually put perfume under my nose like that. Well, after we tapped, when we tapped and tested, the intensity was dropping. It was just each time I was asked what that smelled like, the intensity, it was dropping. So it went from nauseating, like being punched, just really bad, to at the end, when I smelt that perfume under my nose, that's how I imagine normal people smell it, because I could smell the smell that's intended, the nice smell, a bit spicy or whatever, but it wasn't a really strong smell. It actually wasn't a strong smell, which amazes me, that my nose had amplified smells. Like, I would say that at the end, the intensity of smell compared to at the start, the start intensity was something like, I don't know, at least 100 times more intense than at the end. It really felt like a punch, like really strong. So that's just like incredible, that my nose did that. So it's been 7 days. This is my 7th and last day on the training, and I feel that this is the start of my new life. It's not all easy. It's not all like magically gone, but I've been set on the road. Like, there's nothing to stop me, because I'm on the road and I've got the tools. I've got the level 1 tools, which feels like a lot. I feel like I've got plenty. There's no going back. I know that now. There's no going back. It's only going to... The fibromyalgic symptoms, the anxiety, the pain, they're going. They started to go when I first found out about FasterEFT, but yeah, I don't have a fear of ever going back. Nothing's going to come back. Like, it's just forwards for me into my life, like not to return to like the normal Fiona, but to something even better. Because I mean, I've had problems my whole life, depression, anxiety, self-harm, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to something like the pinnacle, the potential of who I can be at my very best. I feel like I'm on that road, because I have a lot of things I want to do. I have dreams. I used to be an animator, I'm a writer, I'm trying to finish a film script. I mean, I've got so many things that I want to finish up, and I feel like I'm on my way to that. So yeah, I really feel like not only, like, it's not my life having my life given back to me, because I didn't really have even a life before. So I feel like the idea of what I could be, like something really amazing, that's what I've been given. So it's sort of like, yeah, it's not about the old life, because yeah, it's about me in almost a new me. I don't know if that sounds a bit funny, but a new me, the best version. It's the best version of me. That's how I feel that I'm headed towards that.